Hey friends, Rob Phoenix, Hexameister here. Hope you're all doing well. Today, Bill and I went down to Lancaster County to the Albatwitch Festival, which is basically a festival honoring a local cryptid called the Albatwitch. Um, but it kind of has expanded into a broader purpose of celebrating all cryptids, all things weird and unusual in Pennsylvania. I had a booth there a couple of years ago. I did a lecture on powwow there once. I'll be there again next year, offering powwow services and selling powwow related things. It's a fun festival, and it's even better this year because they moved it to a larger space. It was always kind of cramped where they used to have it. But you can buy like witchcraft stuff and folk magic things, and there's food and such. There was a band playing. It's a good time. So, anyway, Bill, my spouse, he comes from Clinton County, Pennsylvania. That's kind of like like northern, central, slightly to the east, Pennsylvania. Um, and Clinton County in 2011 officially recognized a local monster, a local cryptid, as the official monster of Clinton County. And the name of that monster is called the Giwoggle. Giwoggle. It's a kind of strange name, but the story goes back in the 1800s, the farmers were noticing something tearing up their crops, something attacking their animals, basically just causing all kinds of havoc and mischief, bad things to happen on their farm. And apparently, a young child named Isaac Gaines, last name Gaines, first name Isaac, his mother was a former slave, so he was this like young African boy, or young African man, decided that he was going to find out the truth about this monster. And it apparently has like it stands upright like a wolf, but it has like the claws of an eagle, and the back paws are the hooves of a horse. Descriptions vary, but it sounds like it's pieced together by various animals. And the idea behind it is that it was conjured. It is a monster that is conjured by a witch to seek vengeance on whoever has wronged her. So apparently there was a witch, and she gathered a coven. They conjured the Giwoggle, and so it's almost like like one of them created beings. I can't think of the word for it, but that are just created for that purpose, like a Frankenstein kind of situation, just for the purpose of vengeance. And so Isaac Gaines found the witch and shot her dead with a bullet. And he's an actual person buried in the first McGonigal Cemetery in Clearfield, Clinton County. Died in 1915. So it's a fascinating story, but it shows that the only way to stop the monster was to kill the witch. And so apparently that solved it. Once he shot this woman, that solved the whole issue. And I think there have been a couple sightings of it since then, and then until, like I said, 2011, Clinton County named it the official monster of the county. But it sounds more like a vengeance monster, like God, I can't think of the name, what it's called when things are pieced together, like a golem or something. A construct of some sort made with various animal parts. So I'm not sure if the visual of it changes every time, or if it's always like a wolf that stands upright, that has the front claws of an eagle and the back hooves of a deer or a horse. So anyway, I thought that was really interesting, and so we were asking certain people at the Albatwitch Festival today, and nobody had heard of it, and we're not surprised because it is pretty obscure. It's a very localized piece of lore from one very specific county in Pennsylvania, but I'm fascinated to this day. Now, there's no word in the lore about how they conjured it, like what sort of ritualistic actions they took to create this monster that would just like to seek vengeance on their behalf. And what ties it to the actual witch, that the only way to destroy the monster is to kill the witch. I don't know, fascinating stuff. So, but Pennsylvania has all kinds of stories about that, like the hex cat. A hex cat, basically when a witch puts a certain type of curse on somebody, the curse actually manifests itself as a black cat. And any attempts to harm this cat when it's lurking around the person's house and just like taunting them and haunting them, any attempts to harm it makes it increase in size, and it will attack. So to kill the hex cat is to kill the curse. Fascinating stuff. But I befriended today an author of a lot of Pennsylvania cryptid lore and folklore and folk magic lore. He knows a lot about powwowing and history of witchcraft in Pennsylvania. So he's now a part of my circle of weird, and I'd like to have him on here to do a talk, which could very well be a possibility. I'll see if he's up to it. But yeah, lots of cool, interesting things. But that is like the Giwoggle reminds me of that movie from the 80s, Pumpkinhead. Do you remember that? Basically, these kids killed a boy, I think. I can barely remember. And so the dad was so upset, he went to like this witch in the forest for revenge, and she conjured the monster known as Pumpkinhead, and it went and like killed all these teenagers that were responsible for the death of this man's son. I don't remember how it resolved itself, but it was a long time ago. But that's one of them folk horror kind of situations. So that's where I place the Giwoggle. That is definitely folk horror. While people think it's cute and the Giwoggle, and he's like the official monster of Clinton County, we shouldn't forget that he was conjured by witches to seek out revenge and cause destruction. So that was your bedtime story, boys and girls. But that's it. I hope you all had a great day, having a great weekend so far. That's it. If you have any cool stories, please share them below. I'm always interested in hearing about them. And until we talk again, God bless you guys. Love you. And we'll see you soon.